My most favorite flower in the world. I call them buttercups. I don't know what you call them. I hear Easter lilies, but I don't know. But they come up first thing. That's the first sign of spring coming. You're gonna see all this green again and beautiful colors instead of everything being dead looking. Cold. Now it's gonna warm up. My most favorite flower. Buttercup. I don't like reading. I'd just soon watch paint dries to have to sit down and read a book. This is a pretty log. A whole lot prettier than that last one. That last one had a big old bud on it. I think I can make a 2x4 out of that. I'm gonna try it. I got 10 1/4 right there. I'm gonna try to do it down to 8 1/4. All right, that worked. Y'all ever watch Nathan there on Out of the Woods? Pretty good show, program. he suggested reading. There's one thing I don't like doing in this whole world, and that's reading. I don't like reading a book. Don't enjoy reading books. I'm a visual learner. That's what I like about YouTube. I remember one time when I was in the 5th or 6th grade, we had the teacher gave us an assignment, and we had to read so many words or so many pages out of a book or something or other. So we all had to go to the library and check something out. So I went in there and I found this Civil War book. It looked like it'd been written back during the Civil War. It had no pictures in it. It was just a novel. It was a book definitely for 12th graders, not a 5th or 6th grader. But I picked that thing out. And we had so many days, you know, to read it, and then we was going to be quizzed on it to see if we did read it. So sometime during that time frame, I was supposed to have been reading that book. Well, I never opened it up. Never opened it up. And my daddy, he grew up in Wilmington, North Carolina. So we'd go down there all the time to see family. And one of the weekends we went down there, he took me and my brother to Fort Fisher. And we went all over that place. Daddy, he really loved history, you know. So we went down there. And he showed us this, showed us that. And I really wasn't paying all that much attention, but you know, it was interesting. I was watching, you know, visual learner, remember that, you know, visual. And so we did the whole thing, you know, and then after we went through all the museum and stuff, we went swimming out in the sound there. They got this rock levee out there that they built, and so we walked out on that levee and went to an island out there and went clamming. And you do that, just, you know, we didn't have any shovels or rakes. We just dove down in the water and went down there and dug up some clams and came back up, threw them in a bucket. And then we took them home, or took them to my aunt's house and fixed clams and oysters that night. You know, we'd do stuff like that all the time. But anyway, got back to school. Sometime later, I had to go up to my teacher and give her my book. And she looked at that book and she just wrinkled her old nose up, knowing good and well that I didn't read that book. Knowing good and well I didn't do it. And she asked me, Shannon, have you learned anything reading this book? Learned all about the Civil War. She said, uh-huh. So she opened up that book with me sitting there in front of her at her desk. And she thumbed through them pages there and looking back over at me across her glasses, you know. She finally stopped at some page in that book. Definitely a page that I have never looked at. She said, oh, here's something interesting, Shannon. I said, let's see how well you do. I was like, yes, ma'am. Lay it to me there, Miss Gardner. Lay it to me. Nah, I didn't really. I was scared to death. I knew I was going to fail. Yeah, old Miss Gardner, she opened up that book staring at me like, yeah, I got you now, boy. And I was shaking in my boots, you know. I was like, we was telecommunicating. I was shaking in my boots, you know. So she read a little bit about on that page there, and she asked me, she said, okay, Shannon, she said, where was Fort Fisher at? Fort Fisher at? And I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that that's what she asked me. So I straightened up in my chair. I straightened up in there on that, and I was like, man, it's my luckiest day of my life. I said, well, Miss Gardner, Fort Fisher's is right outside of Wilmington, North Carolina. She said, what was the significance of Fort Fisher? I said, well, it guarded the most important, what became the most important seaport for the Confederacy. It was a fort that guarded the mouth of the Cape Fear River. And her mouth was just dropping, man. She was just like in awe. Like, Shannon, I am so proud of you. I'm giving you an A+. You have certainly overcame blah blah blah. I can't remember what. I don't remember what she said, but it's stuff like that. You know, she was so proud of me. Well, thank you, Miss Gardner. I couldn't have done it without a teacher as good as you, you know.